Today everything's about pumpkins. I'm Mark Ballard. I'm going to show you how to make this really cute cheese ball and turn it into a pumpkin. You're going to love this for the holidays coming up. I'm Mark Ballard, and with the holidays quickly approaching, it's time for me to share some recipes that you can do for appetizers at your house if you should have people come by. Halloween's right around the corner, Thanksgiving follows it, Christmas also. Today I'm going to show you how to make a wonderful cheese ball, but of course we're going to do something with a twist. We're going to make it into a pumpkin, which you could then make it into a jack-o'-lantern, or you could just keep it as a pumpkin if it's Thanksgiving. This recipe is in my second cookbook, In the Kitchen with Mark. For those of you that have it, on page 22, it comes from some dear friends of ours, and it makes a lot. So I mean, it makes like, well, I'll show you when we get finished, but 2 of those. So I'm halving it for this recipe. I'm going to send it home with you, Liz, so you can take those. So if you are wanting to do this and do some ahead, or if you want to use it as gifts, or you want to, take it to somebody else, this is a good recipe. Make it whole, but I'm halving it today because I'm going to show you it probably makes enough for 1 pumpkin half. Okay, this is the recipe calls for, I'm going to try to give you adjustments. The recipe calls for a pound of grated cheddar cheese and 4 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. Of course, I've adjusted it to be ½ a pound and 2. And then it calls for ½ a cup evaporated milk, canned milk. And I was in the grocery store the other day and I couldn't find it, and I asked the boy, and he couldn't understand me, and I was like, it's canned milk, it's milk in a can. He was like, what? And he said, oh, you're talking about evaporated milk. And I was like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. So we're going to work that in. Now, you can do this in a food processor. I'm using my mother's bowl, the one I wrote about, because it's real quiet. I don't want to hear any glass clinking. But I have found that the mixer, and you can put a little touch of this milk, too, to kind of thin it down, works well with this, because I hate cleaning up a processor unless you have to. It's hard enough getting this cheese off of these beaters. So I let all of this get room temperature, and it's very easy to work with. This is very simple. You can whip it up. It really gets better the longer it sits, and it's no effort whatsoever. We're going to put the rest of our milk, our evaporated milk. Did I sling it all over you? Okay. Nice and fluffy it is, all mixed together. But I do like to have hunks when I'm having a cheese ball that does have hunks of cheese. If you do it in the food processor, it's going to be more or less mush, altogether. This has still got some consistency of texture, which is very good. Now this is it calls for a small can of ripe olives that are chopped. This is ½ a can, again, because we're halving the recipe, because you're going to be amazed how much this makes. And this is some garlic. Now it calls for a clove, I think it's like 2½ cloves. This is only ½ clove. It's probably only a clove. There it goes. And this is baking soda, garlic powder, and salt. We're adding that. And we're just going to turn our mixer back on and get all this. Watch out! Here we go. Ooh. We're about to take off, Liz. So you want to make sure you get all that. That soda kind of gives it a little lift, a little air to it, and helps with the flavor. It's just a little pinch of it. There. That's all you do to the cheese ball. Now what I like to do at this point is cover this up, put it in the refrigerator with some saran wrap, let it get cool again before we start molding. I'm going to show you how to mold in just a second. Once your cheese ball in the bowl has been in the refrigerator until it gets nice and firm, and take my word for it, it's much easier to roll into a ball once you let it get cold again. You can do something like this. Now this was the other half of the recipe I made earlier. So that other cheese ball we just put together, halving that recipe will be at least this much or bigger. So I wanted to turn these into pumpkins since we're right here at Halloween and we're right here at Thanksgiving. And so here's what we're going to do. I put this on a piece of parchment paper so it wouldn't stick, because that's going to be the bottom of our pumpkin. And this is just chopped pecans that I put a little touch of paprika in. So we're just basically going to roll the ball completely, and you can just press them in, whatever you want. This is sort of like an art project, actually. I feel like it's clay, Liz. We're just going to put those in, make sure the whole thing gets covered. Now, sometimes I like to just flat put some pecans in mine, because I'm all about some pecans. So, and I guess I'll have to make another cheese ball because I've already put paprika on all these. We could take, so you're just going to pack it, and then I wanted it oranger, because I mean it's a pumpkin after all, right? So it's getting messy, Liz, but we're covering evenly. There you go. And we're going to paint it orange. You're thinking, what? I told you it was a craft project. Okay, simple as that. We're going back here. Isn't that pretty? It's pretty like that, so if you didn't want to make it into anything else, you're perfectly fine with that. Put that on a pumpkin towel. I want y'all to see that. Now this is just some paprika that actually has not much of a flavor at all, but it does add lots of color to any kind of, the one thing I remember growing up that we did a lot with it was deviled eggs. Mother always had to dust it. So I've got this fine brush that is a kitchen brush. It's not one I paint with. And we're just going to take our brush and just brush this paprika all the way around. Whoops. We've got a pretty color for this time of year. And then I usually put it back in the refrigerator. Like I say, if you make this a day or two ahead of time, it's even better, because all those flavors have a chance to marry or get divorced or whatever the case may be. In this case, we're being hopeful, right, Liz?
Right.
We want everybody to stay together. Can't we all be friends? All right. Now, you're going to love it when I come back and show you how we can put all this together for a presentation, because, presentation is everything. All right, so once you finish painting with your paprika, the things you learn on here is amazing, Liz. We're actually molding, sculpting, painting, but it's all real simple, and putting the ingredients together is just very, very easy. These are little pie cooking pumpkins, which is what I was trying to kind of capture. But I wanted it to have a stem. So I got one and just broke off the stem. But look at what that does. Immediately turns our cheese ball into a pumpkin. So like with Halloween a couple of weeks away, I guess actually a week away, all you have to do is just maybe take some more black olives and make you a little face. You could do that by cutting it up. Or how beautiful would this be on Thanksgiving, just as in conjunction with real pumpkins, with, like something before your Thanksgiving dinner or get together. So I'm using wheat thins because I think they're a good size and shape. And I'm just going to flood this all the way around. And there you are. You have a pumpkin, which is a cheese ball, which has got lots of nuts in it. And just have your little way for them to cut it and reach in there and put it onto a cracker. Go out and make some pumpkins. It's that time of year. If you look around, everywhere you see your pumpkins, it's brisk in the air and follows upon us. So what better way to celebrate than with pumpkins? I've got them everywhere. Napkins, towels, and one to eat. See you next time.